What's up, YouTube? This is Dahniska, and I'd like to make a little video about Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 4 Zombies. This is not something I really have done a lot in the past, but this video is more of like a commentary with some extra background gameplay that I just happen to have from my other games that I played a while ago on Black Ops 4. So I want to talk today about Black Ops 4, Black Ops 4 Zombies, where I am personally, where I think the game is at right now, and kind of give like a summary of how I got here and how we got here and what's going on with the game, my opinions on it, and predictions and some other stuff. Alright, so how do we start this? I guess let's go back to Black Ops 2, where I really jumped into playing zombies as a player, right? So this is kind of my own thing too, as well as about Black Ops 4, but I really got into zombies just playing casually with friends. Got introduced to it by a friend. Started playing Transit and other maps like that a lot when they came out. Jumped a little bit into Black Ops 1 right before Black Ops 2 came out, but I didn't really have a lot of time there and was kind of bad at that point. And later on toward the middle of Black Ops 2's life cycle, about the time when Mob of the Dead came out, that's when I really started to try and play for higher rounds. I was really proud of my shotgun rank and all that stuff. Eventually got around 100 on Origins, Mob of the Dead, started expanding, playing more. Eventually wanted to be considered legit by people because I actually grinded long games of Mob of the Dead, and I wanted people to know that my games were real and legit, so I started uploading and recording all my stuff and went through a lot of work with that. That was before any consoles could stream directly to the internet or whatever, so you had to go through a lot more stuff with computer setup, game capture, etc. So we did the Mob of the Dead game everybody knows me for. That was about 4 years ago. 4 years and a week and some days, and that was great. And then you guys know I went and grinded Black Ops 2 for a while. Black Ops 3 came out. I tried to give Black Ops 3 a fair chance. I wanted the game to have a shot for success. Came positive. Everyone's got their own opinion on Black Ops 3. Mine is that it started off with a really good idea, and the gameplay was pretty good, but as the game went longer and longer, gobblegums became like a big deal. We started getting some really overpowered ones. The map design style changed. It just generally stopped being quite so good after ZNS, in my opinion. Gord Crovey was kind of just a bad map, and Revelations was a noob fest. And then some of the remakes that happened later on in Zombie Chronicles, some of them were kind of interesting, but I don't think many of them really held up to the originals that they were based off of in previous games. So Zombies kind of got really quiet after that. I stopped playing for quite a while. I had other stuff going on in real life, my job and all that other stuff. And then we come around to this year, and Black Ops 4 gets announced, and I'm watching the reveal and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks great. This is exciting. This got these cool looking zombie maps, and they're announcing Blood of the Dead, a remake of Mob of the Dead. I'm like, oh yes, that looks good. And basically we just were all hyped, and we're like, yeah, it's time for zombies to come to life again. You know, it's been really quiet. Black Ops 3 did not hold up very well for longevity and replayability because of a couple things. In my opinion, altered ammo types made it so most of the maps were played the same with deadwire and turn spam. Kind of takes away the replayability when all the maps play the same. Then you had the round 255 limit. That wasn't healthy at all. Once a map got maxed out, like for example Ascension maxed out within a month, it's just kind of demotivating. There's not really much reason to grind. Not much reason to play if you can't beat the world record. So for high round players like myself, Black Ops 3, it worked, but it wasn't very designed for us. It was more of a Easter egg kind of thing, in my opinion. And the high rounds had some things going for them, but they weren't the best. But they had some good maps. I liked Shadows of Evil. I liked ZNS. Rise and Rock was fun when it came out. So I mean, there was a couple of stuff that was fun to do on there, but not too much. And then Black Ops 4. So when Black Ops 4 came out, my first response to it when I started playing, I was like, oh, this is fun. This is cool. It feels like a natural evolution to Black Ops 3. It doesn't feel exactly the same. The zombies don't feel exactly the same. The weapons don't feel the same. The maps definitely feel tweaked and changed, and it doesn't play the same as it does in Black Ops 3. So that was good. I was positive with that. It was kind of hard. The health was down to 150 before they bumped it up to 200. And I played on that. I got my 100 on Blood of the Dead in the first couple days. And then things started kind of getting more real. Like, the first couple days of trying something new, your mind's a little bit open. You're willing to deal with whatever it is. And you're trying to understand it before you give your final opinion on it. But when it's been out for a while, opinions start to solidify. And that's where I went. So, I noticed a lot of problems with the game and how it worked. I can list a couple of them. I'm going to talk about a couple of them shortly. But some of them got fixed or repaired a little bit. Some of them didn't. Well, let's start with some of the stuff that's really, really big of a deal. The blue screens. Everybody's talked about this. Everybody knows about this. It's bad. It's really bad. I've been playing zombies for a long time. No other game that we've ever had has so many issues with blue screens, with it erroring randomly. And other games before, you had to do certain things, or there were very predictable patterns or reasons that the game would crash. Black Ops 4 is not predictable. Everything just seems to make the game crash. It's not just a one thing like killing the boss zombie with this kind of weapon or running through the trap right when the zombies hit you, things like that. Some of those things existed in previous games. In this game, it's more. It's not just one thing or two things that make the game crash. Everything seems to make it crash. So that's a problem. And these constant blue screens were not only affecting high rounds, they were affecting low rounds. Easter eggs, you'd have them happen on round 5. You'd have them happen on round 10, on round 50. And to me, that's just frustrating, not being able to know why your game is going to end and just realizing that every time you load into a game and you're actually trying to grind this high round and you go through this complicated setup where you're earning these perks, opening the map, upgrading your guns, doing all this stuff, just to have it end, I mean, what's the point? And that's with me coming in like right off the bat, and I'm trying to be positive about it, and I keep getting these errors. My game keeps crashing. I noticed certain things that were making it happen, like for example, on 9 using the scorpion gun to shoot one of the big metal guys and not finishing him off before he lands on the ground again, that could make the game crash. So I noticed some little things, but there's never an end to it, or at least there never seemed to be an end to it, and it would just be another thing that would make the game crash. Barring the game crashing, we run into some other problems. Okay, the zombies. They hit not as fast as Black Ops 3, but pretty fast, and your health, you don't get jug. That's kind of a problem. I mean, I can work with that, right? If I got a nice shield, I can work with that. But I can't build my shield in that many locations except on Blood of the Dead. I'm forced to build it at one place, which might be halfway across the map. Strategies. I like making strategies. I've made lots of them. Black Ops 4, it's kind of hard to make strategies for because once you get past around 50-something, the zombies start super sprinting. And I mean, they're running like they're chasing the transit bus in Black Ops 2. These aren't just fast-moving zombies like Black Ops 3. They're not just normal sprinters. These guys are bloodlust. Like, they are on something. And you basically have to continue sprinting all the time to not keep getting hit. And you have to have a shield because otherwise you will down. Your health does not regenerate fast enough. You can't do it. And to make that even more complicated and challenging, the game follows the same rule that Black Ops 3 has instead of Black Ops 2's one. Black Ops 2 would allow the zombies to bunch up in a tight group. Black Ops 3 doesn't. Every zombie needs a little bit of space. So when you get a whole horde of zombies behind you, they're filling up the room if it's a small room. They literally stumble over each other because they cannot squeeze together. And when they run that fast, you are limited in where you can run, what kind of strategies you can do. You only can run in a really big area. So you're very limited on strats. So that, to me, takes a lot of the fun out of it. Another thing they did that I don't really think is very good is the health. All the zombies have limited health to about like round 40 something. Basically, it means that wonder weapons really aren't that special anymore. Regular weapons can be pack-a-punched repeatedly to get like a double tap kind of effect. Very strong. You can kill with any gun pretty much on any round. I don't like that. Especially when you consider that the wonder weapons in the game, aside from the Winter's Howl pre-patch, they just weren't that good. The Blundergat, not that special. The Magma Gat, it was alright if you switched to another weapon after you shot it. Holding the magma gat itself didn't kill very fast at all. The acid gat doesn't attract dogs. Kind of useless when dogs are spawning in like crazy. The scorpion gun, the Death of Orion, not very good. You have to hold another weapon for that thing to even kill. It makes crawlers. Like, what? With a charge shot, it makes crawlers, even to like high rounds. So you've got these different wonder weapons, and they're just not overwhelming. Regular guns are buffed up. So it kind of reminds you of Black Ops 3, except the alternate ammo types and stuff aren't that good. Instead of rewarding you for using alternate ammo types, the game just lets base damage kill all the zombies. So having things like a Pack-a-Punch launcher just can one-shot a whole horde. That basically is the wonder weapon. The rocket launcher is the wonder weapon. I don't think that's really good game design. That kind of, to me, just takes the fun out of it. The shields, they have a little bit more health, but some of them are stupidly overpowered. I'm talking about the spectral shield in particular. That thing can infinitely suck in zombies and dogs' souls. And then it can use a little blast and just kill everything. Kind of better than a wonder weapon. Can be used as much as you want. You don't even, and you can repair the shield by just walking by and buying it again. Just repairs it. I don't mind that, but when it actually fills up all this ammo and stuff, like on other maps like Classified, you've got these strategies where people are sitting in corners with a shield, just able to kill to whatever round with just bullet damage because of the zombie health being that low. That's not healthy for the game. And the funny thing is, when Treyarch goes around patching, they leave this kind of stuff in. They do other things like nerf the wonder weapons more. So, I mean, I'm going off a little rant here, but this is not good. This, to me, is not good. I don't like it. Like, I don't know. It's not a good vibe for me when I'm thinking about replayability and enjoying the game. Okay, and some other stuff. How about the equipment recharging? How about the Wraithfire being able to kill to whatever round because of this round 40 health cap, and that being better than the Monkey Bomb equivalent because it recharges? You could just recharge, and you can keep throwing it, kind of like a specialist or something. Specialists, they got a variety of them. Only a couple are actually worth using. Everybody pretty much uses the same things. I don't know. Let's see, what else? Elixirs. The classic elixirs had a couple decent ones. They nerfed the charge times on all of them, trying to force you into using mega elixirs, which take an abysmally long time to earn. And they pretty much have no cooldown. So they're basically trying to force you to buy them, and the prices are absurd. So, I mean, we're kind of talking about these different stuff, and I'm trying to be a little bit more positive. Black Ops 4 does have a couple good things to it. I like the fact that you can pick the different perks in the map. I mean, they've got a couple cool Easter egg stuffs. The storyline stuff is great. A nice little addition, moving on from BO3, where you're explaining a lot of different stuff that's going on. That's good. But then let's talk about some of the other stuff that's happened since the game came out. There's been a lot of deal made about the Easter eggs being crashing. Even the big YouTubers are complaining about it. Another problem is that the 5 or Classified cutscene for the Easter egg isn't available normally. You have to play to 150, and the problem is that the game always crashes before that time if you play normally. People found a glitch to get there. Treyarch says that they test the game and make sure it works, and in past times I might have believed that, but this game doesn't work. It always crashes. Nobody gets those kind of rounds normally. Now, let's talk about some of the other stuff about the future and how it works and like what's going to go on with that. And I understand that most of this video has been kind of negative, but no, we got to be realistic here. Alright, so the game has had a whole bunch of different changes from Black Ops 3 and how it works. I think one of the most big and obvious ones is the whole bullet tracing, I guess you would say, or 3D bullets thing that they added because of the Blackout game mode, where bullets have travel time, turn to projectiles, and they're no longer instant hit scans like previous games. That is believed by some people to be what the root problem is. The game has a lot more effects, lighting. The bullets have to actually be tracked now. the game is having to do a lot more work because of these extra effects. And a lot of people that know what they're talking about have been telling me, okay, based off of all these different researching things that we've done, all these examples, based off how the game works, we think that the more bullets you shoot, the sooner you error. So basically, just playing the game, shooting bullets, which is the point of a shooting game, if this is true based off of all the data, is causing the game to crash. Yikes. So basically what that means is in the future, if you really want to play this game, you cannot use bullets to kill the zombies. So how are you going to kill them? And not only is that a problem, but also seems to be that specialists and a lot of other things are also related. I've had the game break from shields breaking. I've had the game crash from using this like wonder weapon effect on different kinds of zombies. There's a lot of stuff going on there that's not good. By the way, another small thing I just remembered that I don't like either is that boss zombies are really frustrating and way too much in 9. They could patch some of this stuff, but they even turn the traps off. Like, just little things I'm thinking about as I'm going through this. But yeah, basically the game is broken to its core, and if that's the case, if it's such a big problem with the engine and how the game works at its bare core, it probably will never be fixed. And if it's never fixed, then what's going to happen to high rounds? High rounds like 200 probably won't even be possible. You have to think about like the big picture here. So yeah, some of the good stuff has been going on. Some of the errors are being fixed. That's good. The game has a good story to it. It's different. It's fresh. There's still more DLC content to be made. Like, so the game has some good stuff going for it. And it doesn't crash as much as it did on day one. There have been some updates, some patches. But if the game is broken to its core, and I haven't seen much reason to not think so yet, then where do high rounders like myself, people who like grinding for many hours and try to see how far they can survive, how will this game work for us, for the really diehard players? At this point, my hope is pretty low. I don't really feel like this game looks like it's going to be fixed, or it's like the problems are going to be improved on. And what does that mean for the future of zombies if that's the case? Based off of the fact that BO3 pretty much ran out of activity and only a handful of people were playing it after Zombies Chronicles was out for a bit, all the way till BO4 launch, that's not good. Black Ops 1 has been around for about 8 years now. I don't see that game having too much more replayability potential going forward into the future. It's been around for too long. People get tired of stuff that's been around for a while. Black Ops 2, not so replayed as Black Ops 1, but there's less content in it as far as just the sheer number of maps. A lot of people don't want to play survival. There's just a handful of maps, really, and yeah, people will probably play them a little bit more, but it's an old game as well. So right now, all this stuff just really does not look good for zombies. For people that are interested in playing a lot, that want to do something that's kind of fresh and where the records aren't maxed out, there's not much else to be had besides errors on Black Ops 4. So that's really not a good state for the high round community to be in, and that's where we are right now. So I guess the real question that's going to come down to in the end is, will Treyarch actually fix these problems? Will we be actually able to go for high rounds again, for really long rounds? And at this point, I don't know. And it's miserable to say that. Like, I'm somebody who's played thousands and thousands of hours of zombies. As someone who's gotten multiple 200 plus games, I've gotten like multiple 200s on Mob of the Dead, which take, over 70 hours to play out these games. I know there's some people that play more than I have, but I still am somebody who's played a lot, and for somebody like me, this really sucks. And if you're one of those people, then you're there with me, and it's not good. It's really not. So, as for myself personally, I'm not going to say that I'm completely done with playing zombies for good, but ever since I realized that these errors were a big deal and they weren't really getting fixed, I've been putting my time into other games, to other modes like Blackout, just really not playing regular zombies, because what's the point in playing if you're gonna crash? I do not know if I'll end up playing again. I don't know if it'll be fixed. If it's fixed, then I might be able to, you know, get interested again. If it doesn't get fixed, there's other options available, like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. There's multiplayer. I do like multiplayer games in Call of Duty. There's some different stuff available. I don't know what you guys are all going to be picking with and going for, but I really hope that Treyarch fixes this kind of problem. This state of the game that we're in right now, zombies went through a rough spot, and this was supposed to be where everything comes back together. And right now, Black Ops 4 has had the most disappointing couple months ever for a zombies game. So, I mean, I'm just putting it as exactly how it is. This is my honest opinion. I welcome anybody who's interested to go ahead and post their opinion in the comments. If do you agree with this? Do you not agree with this? I mean, do you think this is going to be fixed, or you think it's just going to stay like this? And if zombies mode is ruined, what do you think you'll be doing? What type of games do you think you'll be playing, or what modes will you be going after? I'm interested to see what you guys have to say about it. I guess that's about it for this video. Thanks everybody who's been watching. Really hope that Treyarch can get their stuff together. I'm not very hopeful at this point after the game's been out for about a month and almost a half now. It's going to be a real problem if they don't do these fixes, and I don't see them happening. So if you guys like this video, make sure to just drop a like, leave a comment. Let me know that you like this. I might consider making more videos with commentaries like this in the future. Haven't really decided. And yeah, I appreciate all the support from people over the years. Hoping to be able to keep playing video games and chilling with the people that want to chill and having some fun. Alright guys, best of luck. This is Dahniska. Have a great day.